What is up guys, I am Joey here, and today I'm going to basically teach you how I do my thumbnails. So you're going to need two programs for this. Program number one is Photoshop CS6. I don't know whether the extended one matters or whether just the standard one will be okay. And then you're going to need a website called Canva. Canva's link is in the description. You don't do a lot on Canva, you do most of it in Photoshop. You can do other stuff as well on Canva, but you can just do it on Photoshop, but I use Canva to make my life a little bit easier. And I also use another link that I'm going to show you where it automatically basically crops and makes my picture transparent without me even trying. So first of all, you're going to find out what picture you want to use. I have my picture ready from in my folder, which is this one right here. So this is ready for my box break tomorrow. I'm opening a Vivid Voltage booster box and I need to make my thumbnail ready. This is what the thumbnail will look like before I've edited it, before I've done anything with it. So you basically, what you're going to have to do is there's two ways of doing this. You can go around the photo using this tool up here that looks like a little squiggle and the lasso tool. Click the lasso tool and you go around the photo, basically outlining the photo and essentially cutting it out where you want to go. This is the long way about going about it. Once it's all done like this, you right click in the middle of it. You click copy via layer and then you delete your background layer like this. That is the way that you will make the thumbnail transparent. However, there is a quicker way of doing this. How, you ask? So you go here onto remove.bg, my file's here ready in the corner, and you drop and drag this file. It'll scan your file and make it transparent for you ready. Hit download. I believe you can't download the HD version unless you sign up for it. So without signing up for it, you just click download on this, click where you want to save it, click save, go back to Photoshop and open that in your Photoshop instead, which is this one right here. So as you can see, this, if you click Control plus, this will zoom into it like so. And then you can basically just go from here where you want to crop out extra. So I don't want my fat rolls in it, of course. So I'm going to just make myself look a little bit skinnier by cropping those out. And the bottom right hand corner where it hasn't cropped out the chair properly, I'll crop that out as well. And then you just click the delete button or back, and there you go. So then it has deleted that. Then you ask, I had questions asking, how do you make the stroke on it? So here you click on your layer, just double left click on 0 where it has your layer, and then you go to outer glow. And then you can choose what color your outer glow you want. So most of the time I go with white as it's nice and generic. And then you go down to here onto elements and you put, I usually find 10% is enough. And then pixel size, I usually put 15. That way you've got a nice enough glow. If you zoom in, you can just about see it. You've got a nice enough glow here around yourself just to be able to see it. It's not anything too substantial. It's just nice. And then you click OK. And then that's done your glow around yourself. Now, next thing I'm going to do today is click on the lasso tool and go to this one here, the second one that has like the straight lines. I'm now going to go and highlight around the Vivid Voltage booster box, as this is something that I would like to highlight in this particular thumbnail. Don't worry too much about the finger for now, we will sort that in a second, but just highlight where you want to stroke again. As soon as you get to that little circle thing in your little triangle thing, that should then highlight it. Then right click on it again, and then click copy via layer. Now this is going to, if you see in the top right hand corner here, this is copied just the Vivid Voltage booster box and nothing else. None of me, this is just the Vivid Voltage booster box. Now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to stroke this as well. Defaultly, it'll stroke it from what you've already done, which is the white glow that we've just done. But I'm actually now going to change the color on this because I want a yellow to match up with the theme of the Vivid Voltage booster box. You don't have to do this. I always tend to find a black shadow's quite nice as well. A white's pretty good, but I'm going to go for a nice yellow to match the Pikachu. I'm actually going to down the stroke spread on this, just so it makes it a little bit more subtle. Like that. There you go. I'm going to click OK on that. Now, you will find that it's actually up here. It's doubled because we went around this with the first layer as layer number 0. So what I'm actually going to do, because I've copied the Vivid Voltage booster box already, I'm going to click layer 1 again just to make sure I don't cut Vivid Voltage booster box out. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take this along the corner here and I'm actually going to delete it. So then that's just left me with a nice yellow. Okie-dokie. And I'm going to do that all the way around the Vivid Voltage booster box. So there we go. So that's now left me with a nice big bright yellow all the way around. Okie-dokie. And now what I'm going to do is, because my finger layer was actually meant to be over the top, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Control Plus, zoom in, scroll down, and where this is here, I'm actually going to highlight my finger. So there we like that. And I'm going to click copy layer again. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to put it to the top, and then I'm going to take the glow effect off it because we don't need it for that. And then I'm going to have to tidy this up a bit now. As you can see, it is actually quite wonky. So I'm going to control really close now with Control Plus again. Go across to my finger. Zoom out a little bit because I can't actually see it. There we go. I'm going to zoom back in now because I found it. I'm actually going to delete that. I'm actually going to redo it with this. So, because I don't want a yellow finger. So I'm going to go around this gently. And when you zoom in, it's a lot neater as well. There we go. I'm going to copy that finger again via the layer. I'm going to take the outer glow off because it's not necessary. We don't want any glow on my finger. We're going to zoom out again. And then we're going to move the finger to the top of the booster box. There we are, like that. You've noticed I haven't gone actually back far enough. So I'm now going to have to go and fix that. So, and then bring that to the top. Take the glow off it because we don't need that. And there we go. And then if I zoom out, my finger is now over the top. So that's a lot better. So it can be a lot better, but I'm only going to briefly show you. So that's what you do. I have put the outer glow. Obviously, this is my photo. So now what are we going to do? I'm going to check the left-hand side to make sure I'm happy with it. If I really wanted to, I probably could crop my arm off here. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to leave it in for a second. So now you go to click Save As. You go to drop-down box here. You go to Save as PNG. And I'm going to save this as Vivid Volt. Okay, there we go. Save the PNG. Click OK. That should save that now. Then go over to your Google. Go to Canva. Click Create Design. Thumbnail. So again, Canva, Create Design. You can type it in here. It's not always at the top. And click YouTube Thumbnail. And then you'll have this. Okay. Go to your file, which is your Vivid Volt one, which is here. And what you're going to have to do now is drop and drag it onto your Canva. Okay, so there it is. You can make that as big or as little as you like. I usually try and make it big but not too big, just so I fit nicely in the middle. I don't want to cut my head off, so I'll bring that down a little bit. That's just nice now. It's not too big. I'll make it slightly bigger just so I don't cut my head off. There we go. Now, you can't see the outer glow at the moment because the background is white. So for, again, the sake of being able to see the background at this moment in time, I'm actually going to click onto Canva, go onto backgrounds here, and just put the default black background on. Now I can see myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust myself. So because I'm a little bit, the picture quality isn't great, and I want to have myself a little bit sharper, a little bit brighter. So you click onto this adjust here, which you can find by just clicking on your photo and then click adjust. You can actually animate it as well, but of course for a default thumbnail that's not going to be any good. So if you go over here to the blur, if you put the blur to the right, it actually blurs you out, but if you put it to the left, it makes your picture a lot sharper, a lot crisper, and you can sharpen the photo up dramatically by putting the blur up to say 80%. So if you go to -80 on that, I'm also looking a little tiny bit pale, like off color, grey. So I'm going to put the saturation up a little bit just to give myself that little tiny bit of color. Okie. Now you put the contrast up a little bit and the brightness up. Usually you don't need the brightness, but with this, in this case, I'm actually going to put it up a little bit. So, and then that's me. That's going to be me for this video. I'm going to make myself a little bit bigger, drop myself a little bit there. Just keep altering it how you will with the video. So that's now the default me. I'm happy with the way that looks. I might go back and work on the outer glow. I think it actually needs to be spread more as opposed to being so sharp. But just for the sake of this video, you can always, of course, go back and add that at a later date. Now, the next thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to actually decide on my background. So I've got loads of default backgrounds here. Just type in on Google Images, background, wallpaper. As soon as you find one you like, drop and drag that wallpaper into the image search bar, and you'll be able to find similar ones such as that to the background. Canva also has, like you saw, has loads of defaults here on the left hand side. They're okay, some are okay, some are usable, but unfortunately some aren't great. Like, you know, I'm not going to use this. I'm not going to use a beach background, but some of you might. The default ones are okay, but my recent ones are usually the best ones. So you've got the black one, which I just showed you, which is like a darker here, lighter up here. You got the same but with a blue, the same with a red. This green one's alright. It's just a nice contrasted green, really makes you pop. So just choose through the defaults. If you can't choose any, I've uploaded my own. I usually go with a nice blue. It's a nice neutral color. We're gonna go through all these. So something like that, for example, or like this. So when you click on these, like I have done, right click on it again, click send to back, or replace as background. If you want it as your background, obviously click replace as background. You can layer your images. So I think that's okay. So what I'm going to do now next is, you can of course change that later. Next on my default uploads, every time you upload something, by the way, it stays here. So you can actually upload something and it will stay in your uploads until you delete it. So these are all my default uploads that I've uploaded to this. Some of them might seem really random, but a lot of them are to do with my thumbnails. So I'm now going to put my default box break, because that's what this is, which is a default one that I made again in the Photoshop that I just shown you. I just typed it in and then just stroked it in this Photoshop right here. So we're going to click box break on that. I'm going to move that slightly to the left now, to the right, sorry. We're going to now go further down and see if I've got a Vivid Voltage logo, just so I can add that into. Another thing that I do like to do is I like to add the Pokemon logo quite a lot. So make that really, really big like that. I usually tilt it on its side, which you can do from the bottom here. Then click send to back, like that, and then blur it out. So just so you've got some form of background. So then you can quite easily see that, you know, is the Pokemon without taking away from my face too much and what's actually going on, which is the box break. You can have that. You don't have to, of course. These are all optional. So next thing I want to do is I want to try and find a Vivid Voltage logo, like I mentioned. Got Hidden Fates, which I've opened, of course. Got Cosmic Collectibles. There we are. Vivid Voltage. So I'm going to make that smaller. What you don't want to do is you don't want to over-encumber your thumbnail, because it kind of takes away from the point. This is probably all I'll add now. I might actually take the back away, because at this point I've got a lot going on. So, but it's all about trial and error. If you don't like the back, of course, you can just click delete or right click delete. So that's what I'm going to have. This is going to be my thumbnail. So I might go up here, and sometimes the live video, I click live, move that and put that down here because it's a live video. Of course, the top's missing because I used that program I showed you, so I'm going to have to make up the top line, which is just something I'll do really quickly. Add it there, of course, then you just go like that. See, it's relatively easy, so that's all done now. I'm relatively happy with what I've got. I'm going to put an arrow pointing to the Pikachu box. It's not the right way, so I'll flip it. Make that a lot smaller. I might move the box break up here a little bit. We'll put the arrow there just so you can see the box break, or you can put the arrow right on and change it. Change the color, of course. So change it to like, you know, a yellow or a black. I think the black looks quite cool, actually. We'll flip that, so I'll do that instead. So there we go. You got your box break arrow there, pointed to it. Again, these are all optional. These are, again, the default things that you come. You just, if you want an arrow, type in arrow. I don't think they've got anything too dramatic. You can play for the pro version, but this is just a default version that I use for layering. You can do it on Photoshop. I just find it easier here. So now the last thing that I do that you guys might have noticed is my border. So what I do is I make this really thick. Pop it to the top there. Make sure there's no gap. So like that. And then, oh, it's over my head. You can see that it's over my head. I'll make that slightly thicker. You can see that it's over my head. So right click, center back. And then I copy that 4 times. So there we go, that one's there. Center back. I can move it. There we go. This one, rotate to the right. So it's 90 degrees and perfectly straight. And then right click, center back. I've done one too many. Then of course put this to 90 degrees as well. Put it on the left. Center back. There you go. And then obviously the Pokemon you send to the very back. And there you go. That's how I do my thumbnails. That is a very basic thumbnail today. If I wanted to spruce it up a bit again, I can go to my thumbnail, my uploads, add an epic ninja thing, which I do like doing sometimes. Send that to back as well. So that's my epicness. So I can send that backwards. Keep sending it backwards. There we go. And then that's really it. So you can see that that's added a little something like a dimension to it. So anyway, but you don't have to have that, of course. That is my final product. That's my finished thumbnail. It makes me pop. You get the point. The box break. The vivid voltage is there. You got the live there. I'm there. You can make yourself crisper. You can make yourself stand out. You can blur it. If you wanted to make up the box a mystery, you can add the layer to blur just the box out, which I can do. But yeah, it's all about adding these little bits in, and then just click save, download here, and then just click download, and then it will download your PNG automatically down here. So hopefully you like that, guys. Hopefully you found that of some use. I've now done 100 of these, as you can see. So hopefully you found that of some use. Of course, adding everything to this side, it helps because you can scroll through it. This is how I make all my thumbnails. I hope this has been okay for you guys. Hope you've got some use out of it. And if you have, and you liked this, please do show the appreciation by giving this video a like. Subscribe if you are new, as we do new videos all the time, every day. And for everything Pokemon, box breaks, and help with anything like this, stick it here on I Am Joey by hitting that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I have been I Am Joey, and I hope you all have a great day. Take care, guys.